but we'll start the special call meeting with an invocation, and we'd like to ask Mr. Ray Bryant to come give us the invocations before we get started. Mr. Bryant, good morning.
Good morning. Let's all pray, please. Our Father God, we just come to you this morning. Thank you for all the blessings you give each and every one of us. And Father, we just thank you for the beautiful day that you've given us. And Father, we just thank you for another day of life for each and every one of us. Father, I just ask your blessing upon the Board of Supervisors and elected officials today in this special meeting that's called. And Father, I just ask that you give them the knowledge and understanding of everything that's to be done. And Father, I just lift up all the leaders of the county, the administrator, the board attorney, and everyone. Now, Father, I just ask a special blessing upon them. And Father, go with us throughout the day and protect us and guide us and direct us. We ask all these things in your loving name. Amen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryant. I'd like to start the meeting by saying the same thing I did yesterday, and that is that we're streaming live. As long as we're in open session, we'll be streaming live on the internet, and we have some very sensitive mics throughout the building here, so your conversations, just be very careful with your conversations because they can be heard out in the audience, and they will be picked up by the mics that we have out in the audience. So with that, I'll say that this is a special call meeting, and Mr. Taverson, if you're ready, then we'll.
We're ready.
Okay. Since the judge is not here, or I guess she's in. Okay. All right. We need a motion to consider going into executive session.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Now we need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
It's been moved, and we'll be going into executive session for the purpose of?
Peter Taverson, incoming board attorney. It's my understanding this morning that Senior Circuit Judge Tommy Green would like to discuss a grand jury report that was done on the criminal justice system in Hinds County. Grand jury proceedings are normally kept under secrecy. Our district attorney is here. He will correct me if I'm misstating any of this, I hope. And because that grand jury report is done under secrecy, Judge Green has not yet stated, nor has the district attorney, that that report is to be revealed. I'd recommend we go into closed session. Also, depending on what's in the report, it may have an impact on future litigation and ongoing litigation that the county has, and that's a specific exemption that allows this board to go into closed session or executive session.
Thank you very much. Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. We'll now go into executive session to our incoming board attorney, Mr. Taverson.
Madam Secretary, we have to address first, she's going to state who was in executive session and the times, and then I'll state what occurred.
Okay.
Okay. The board entered executive session at approximately 9:11 a.m. to discuss the grand jury report. Those entering executive sessions were Supervisors Robert Graham, Supervisor Kenneth Stokes, Supervisor Alfonso Hunter, Supervisor Robert Walker, and Supervisor Pete Hobson Calhoun. Also present were incoming board attorney Peter Taverson, County Administrator Cameron Davis, Judge Tommy Green, Sheriff Tyrone Lewis, Public Defender Michelle Purvis Harris, District Attorney Robert Schuler Smith, Attorney Anthony Simon, Assistant Attorney General Stanley Alexander, Assistant Attorney General Melvin Sanders, Board Attorney Dana Sims, and Attorney Kimberly Banks, and Deputy Chancery Clerk Greta Lowell.
Good morning. For members of the public, this morning a grand jury report was furnished via Senior Circuit Judge Tommy Green to the Board of Supervisors and other elected officials in Hinds County. Because that grand jury report involved pending litigation and the potential for additional litigation, the board met in executive session. Judge Green is filing that report, and the report itself was discussed by the board and other elected officials. No action was taken in executive session, and no action will be taken at this time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taverson. We'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
moved, Mr.
It's been
President.
moved. Is there a second? It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? We now stand adjourned at
10:24.
10:24.